They say some cemeteries don't just hold memories. Some of them seem to keep something more, something that never truly left with time. That day, the atmosphere was heavy with respect and silence, the kind of silence that comes with a final goodbye to someone you love. The man seen in the footage had just lost a close family member. He was visibly shaken, walking alongside the funeral procession, following every step of the ritual. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. It was just another burial, like so many others. But there are moments when chance intervenes in a cruel way, and it was right there, in front of the open grave, that everything changed. As he helped lower the coffin, the man suddenly lost his balance. His foot slipped on the loose soil, and he fell straight into the grave. The space was narrow and deep, the same place where, minutes later, the body would rest. People nearby reacted immediately. Some rushed over. Others reached out their hands, assuming it was just an unfortunate fall, nothing more than that. But the recording tells a different story. As the man tries to stand up, something strange happens. His movement is abruptly stopped, as if an invisible weight appeared out of nowhere and forced him back down. When the footage is examined more closely, a disturbing detail emerges. A pale hand, almost transparent, appears for just a moment. It grips the man's shoulder and presses him downward. The gesture is quick, but it's clear enough to unsettle anyone watching. It doesn't look like a shadow, nor something caused by the people around him. After the incident, the man shared what he felt. He said he experienced a real, physical weight on his body. In that moment, he believed another family member had fallen in with him and was trying to hold on, but no one else had fallen. When he later watched the footage, fear set in. The hand seen in the video doesn't behave like that of a living person. Its position, its color, the way it appears so suddenly, none of it feels normal. Some say it's nothing more than shadows and coincidence. Others believe the spirit of the deceased didn't want to leave alone. Maybe that place still holds something that refuses to move on, a coincidence, or a presence that still lingers there. This video started circulating with very little information, but it almost immediately caught people's attention. It shows a young man inside an enclosed space, apparently a simple house, late at night. Outside, there's nothing but total darkness, no lights, no visible movement. Even so, he decides to provoke whatever might be out there. He stands in front of the door, waving into the darkness, as if calling out to someone who, in theory, shouldn't be there. At first, it seems like a careless joke, something done more to laugh at fear than out of any real belief in the unusual. But that feeling changes quickly, because the darkness outside doesn't feel empty. It feels aware.
What are you doing?
Trying to creep out the neighbors. What if there was just like a face right there?
As the young man keeps waving, the girl with him becomes visibly uncomfortable. She steps closer, grabs his arm, making it clear she wants him to stop. There's no laughter, there's urgency. They shut the door, trying to end the moment as if it were just a stupid joke. But that's exactly when everything changes. Something appears on the glass of the door. A face presses up against it from the other side, staring in. There's no time to make out details. The presence is sudden, far too close, impossible to ignore. The shock is immediate. Both of them panic. Their reaction doesn't feel staged. Fear takes over. Their bodies recoil on instinct, and the recording turns chaotic. There was no warning, no sound from outside before it happened. What makes this even stranger is that the video has no context at all. No one knows where it was filmed. No one knows who these people are. There's no follow-up, no explanation afterward. It's just this fragment, dropped onto the internet like so many others. That leaves room for every kind of interpretation. It could have been someone waiting outside, timing it perfectly. It could have been a well-executed setup. Or it could be something that simply shouldn't have been there, watching in silence. Without information, nothing can be proven. But it's hard to ignore the feeling this footage leaves behind. Maybe it was just a joke that went too far. Or maybe that darkness wasn't as empty as it looked. The conclusion is up to you. What you're about to hear is a heavy account the kind that leaves an uneasy feeling long after the video ends. A man named Alex went through what he himself describes as the most intense moment of his life. Alex had left his motorcycle at a location while he was working. Some versions say it was at a friend's house. Others claim it was a building connected to the company he was working for. What all accounts agree on is that the place had always been considered strange. According to Alex, that environment never felt right. He says the location had a reputation for being haunted. Even so, that night, he returned there just to pick up his motorcycle. It was supposed to be quick. It wasn't.
La bella cosa.
Aquí se escuchó que se cerró una puerta.
¿Quién está ahí? Soy policía y estoy armado.
Fue lo único que se me ocurrió decir.
¿Qué dicen? ¿Subo? Ya mejor me voy.
Esos cuartos siempre me han dado miedo. Tenía mucho miedo y no podía ni hablar.
¡Hey! Esto no es divertido.
Pensaba que alguien me estaba jugando una broma.
¿Escuchan eso?
Hasta que pasó esto.
At first, Alex thought it might all be a prank, something staged to scare him. But as he moved deeper into the place, that idea quickly fell apart. The atmosphere shifts. His breathing becomes heavier. His steps grow faster. It's clear the fear isn't an act. There's something there that sends Alex into panic, and the only response he has is to run.
Pensaba que eran mis nervios, hasta que se escuchó algo en la ventana. Al mismo tiempo que se escuchó algo en la ventana, también se escuchó algo abajo. Decidí mejor irme porque se sentía una vibra extraña. Parado.
No, ya vamos, ya. No, es que...
Aquí ya sentía que alguien estaba atrás de mí.
Hay que dejar.
Estaba tan nervioso que se me olvidó cómo manejar. Apenas me estaba tranquilizando cuando me apagan la luz.
Déjale abrir el portón, güey. Ey.
Escuché como si algo hubiera corrido. El barril se empezó a mover.
Esto no es divertido, ¿eh?
En este punto aún pensaba que era alguien. Estaba dispuesto a ver quién era hasta que apagaron mi moto. De verdad tenía mucho miedo y no sabía qué hacer. Cada vez era más evidente que estaba completamente solo. Ya no podía respirar del miedo.
No, ya.
Se me estaba quebrando la voz horrible.
Quien sea que está aquí, esto no es divertido. Ay.
Estaba tratando de buscar el control del portón para abrir. Justo en eso me avientan el barril.
¿Quién está aquí?
After that night, Alex says he never returned to the location. He believes, without hesitation, that something unnatural inhabits those walls, something that seemed focused on him that night. According to his account, the presence appeared to feed on fear, or maybe it was attempting something even worse. He says he's never felt anything like it before. The footage began circulating, drawing attention mainly because of his reaction. Doesn't feel rehearsed. It doesn't feel controlled. But what about you? Do you believe Alex encountered something that shouldn't exist? Or is this just another video designed to shock? The answer remains open. What you're about to hear is an unsettling account. A man named Antonio Coplin was at home in an ordinary moment. Nothing suggested that anything unusual was about to happen until suddenly he heard someone calling his name.
Aquí. ¿Qué? ¿Quién es? ¿Ven a dónde? ¿Aquí dónde? ¿Quién es? Pero ella se fue con mami. ¿Quién es? Galilea se fue con mami.
His reaction is immediate. Antonio is startled because this wasn't the first time something like that had happened there. According to him, strange situations had been occurring in the house for quite some time. He can't explain what's behind it. He's even considered something malicious, or possibly a mimic, an entity said to imitate human voices to lure those who hear it. What makes it even more disturbing is that this wasn't an isolated incident. Other strange events had already taken place inside the same house. Fuatuam.
Aparte de todas las cosas raras que pasan en esta casa. Y eso no es lo único. Mira, o sea, esto tapa la ventana para que no se vea de afuera para adentro. Porque allá afuera lo que hay es un monte. O sea, pila de árbol y vaina. Pues la ventana está rota justamente a la medida de 2 ojos para que alguien esté mirando por ahí, brechándome, y yo aquí con el culito afuera. Entonces, la ventana está rota.
At another moment, a window blind breaks on its own, with no one touching it. In that same video, the light begins to flicker for no apparent reason. There's no clear sign of an electrical malfunction, but the most uncomfortable part comes from a personal account. Antonio mentions that his stepfather, while sleeping, makes unusual sounds that always put him on edge.
Ya yo no tengo vergüenza ni nada. Ya yo no le hago caso a nada de eso. Pero mira, son muchas cosas que pasan aquí. Ay. Yo te estoy diciendo a ti. Yo te estoy diciendo.
Because of that, he says he keeps everything recording, not out of curiosity but as a precaution. If something were to happen to him, it would all be there on camera. The events are too strange to ignore, and for many people, they would already be reason enough to leave the house. But Antonio stays. A series of coincidences, or signs that something there is trying to get attention. The answer is up to you. Delaney's account shared something that immediately caught a lot of people's attention. It was footage recorded by an indoor camera inside her home while she was asleep. Up until then, her profile was completely ordinary. Lighthearted videos, clips of her pug dogs, and a few posts about shopping trips. Nothing suggested that anything unusual would ever appear there. But in one specific post, Delaney decided to share a recording that left her deeply shaken. She uploaded the video looking for answers. What appears during the night is completely unexpected. At first, everything seems calm. Delaney is lying in bed, fast asleep. The room is silent, with no movement out of the ordinary. Then, something appears. Out of nowhere, a strange shape enters the frame. What looks like an arm slowly comes into view, stretching out as if it's trying to reach her. The movement lasts only a few seconds. After that, the shape simply disappears. No sound, no visible reaction. What makes it even more unsettling is that she was home alone that night. No one else entered or left the house. And more disturbing still, only the bedroom camera captures anything unusual. The other cameras in the house show nothing at all. No sign of a break-in, no suspicious movement. Delaney even considered the possibility that someone had entered her home, but she found no evidence to support it. Whatever that presence was, it left her terrified and without answers. Was it just a camera glitch? Or did something try to reveal itself while she slept? The conclusion is up to you. A young man was home alone that night. Everything seemed normal until he started feeling that something wasn't right. a strange sensation filled the house, as if he wasn't truly alone. The first time it happened, he couldn't record it, but not long after, it happened again. This time, he grabbed his phone and decided to film.
My door just keeps opening by itself. Watch, here, look. Nobody. Nobody in this house. Nobody. Now watch. Look, let me close this door. Watch it. 3, 2. Oh, heck no. No. Okay, God. Look. Nothing. Dogs barking and everything.
The video begins with his voice shaking. He says the door is opening on its own. The fear is clear in the way he speaks. To prove no one is there, he walks through the house. He shows each room, making it clear that only his dogs are inside. No one else. When he returns to the bedroom, he closes the door. Seconds later, it opens by itself. And it's not just the door. The doorknob starts to move, turning as if someone on the other side is trying to get in. But when the door opens completely, there's nothing there. Just an empty hallway. Some say it was just the wind or a faulty latch. Others believe something tried to make itself known in that house. Maybe not everything ever left that place. Angel Ortiz is a man who lives alone in his house, with only his dog for company. Ever since he moved into that place, he's noticed things that don't seem normal, events that don't have a simple explanation. Over time, the feeling of not being alone began to grow stronger. Curious, Angel decided to test a Kinect device. The equipment, designed to detect movement, ended up indicating a presence. According to him, there was no one there besides himself and the dog. Even so, the system kept pointing to something in the room.
Lola tiene más miedo que todos. Tú no sirves para nada, perro. Nunca se fíen en sus perros. Es que lo cuidan a uno, mentira. Jueputa, es que la energía aquí es fuerte y escucha. No he sido capaz de andar. Me da miedo. Hola. Me da miedo pasar de ahí. No soy capaz. Porque escucho, lo escucho ahí, está en el baño, marica, está ahí. Y es como si, bueno, eres un demonio, ¿qué mierda eres? Es como si se estuviera burlando de mí. Y vieran, la siento, a veces me toca, viene y me toca, y cada vez que me toca me siento como débil. Mira. Hola. No, marica, me voy para la calle.
In one of the videos, Angel says he can hear knocking coming from the bathroom. The sounds repeat over and over, without stopping. As he records, he shows a mix of nervousness and excitement, even laughing at times, as if trying to ease the tension. The knocking continues. He mentions that on other occasions, he's felt something touch him. That alone is unsettling. But in this specific recording, a low, rough sound can be heard in the background. It's the kind of sound that would make most people leave without looking back. In the comments, many viewers asked why he didn't turn on the lights. Angel explained that whenever the lights are turned on, everything stops, and his goal is to capture as much as possible of what happens in the dark.
Vea. Ya lo pesqué. Por ahí está jodiendo con la luz. Mire. Atrás de la nevera hay un switch, papi. Mire, puta. Detrás de la nevera hay un switch, ya lo encontró el desgraciado. Bueno, gonorrea, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué hubo? ¿Qué hubo a ver? ¿Qué hubo a ver? ¿Qué es la joda? Que yo vivo acá ahora, respete.
In this final clip, something different happens. The light turns on and then off by itself. The movement is quick, but clearly visible. It feels like something is there, trying to provoke fear, or maybe trying to force Angel out of the house. But judging by his reaction, that won't be easy. Angel doesn't panic. He keeps watching, recording, and staying right where he is, whether it's just something environmental or a persistent presence. The conclusion is up to you.